Today is December 30th, and this is the audience of 6.
Good evening. My name is Tiffany Custodios, and today I will be informing you about nanotechnology. Nanotechnology is the manipulation of matter at an atomic level. Atoms being manipulated range at a scale from 10 to 100 nanometers. There are 3 different classifications for nanotechnology. The first is a nanoparticle, which has 3 different dimensions. The second is a nanotube, which consists of 2 different dimensions. And lastly, there's a nanolayer, which consists of 1 dimension. Scientists are currently looking into nanotechnology to find higher efficiency devices. They also wish to solve some of the problems that society is currently facing. There are different ranges and fields that nanotechnology can be applied to. Because nanotechnology can eventually have such a great impact in our lives, it's important for all of us to have a basic understanding of it. There are 2 different methods of obtaining nanotechnology. The first is the bottom-up approach. In this approach, you take small components and build them up to create a bigger one. The second is the top-down approach. In this approach, you get a big component and manipulate it and break it down until you have a smaller one. Nanotechnology, like I said before, is being applied to different fields of studies. The first one that I'm talking about is the medical field. Scientists are currently looking into replacing antibiotics with nanotechnology. Antibiotics work in the sense that they go in and change the DNA of bacteria, and by doing this, the bacteria is no longer able to reproduce. This has been working so far, but there has been a problem when bacteria is drug resistant. Nanotechnology can take care of this problem because it is able to go in and break down the bacteria's wall and in that sense destroy it. This method has been tested on animals so far and has proven to be successful, which means that it can later be applied to humans. Because nanotechnology is able to target a specific cell, it is now being seen as a possible cure for cancer. The nanotechnology will be able to go in, attack cancer without harming any of the other cells surrounding it, which is one of the biggest problems that's being seen with the method of battling cancer at the moment. There's no test being done on humans so far, but it does create hope for the future. Nanotechnology can be applied to the technology field. Carbon nanotubes are replacing silicon transistors at the moment. The silicon transistor is the most important component of a computer's processor. By changing it to a nanotube, we're able to make the memory storage a lot greater in a computer, and the computer is also more energy efficient. Because it is nanomaterial, it is also being advanced while not being impacted in its size. Batteries are changing their structure through nanotechnology. Nanotube ultracapacitors means that batteries now have a longer life and they are able to be immune to different temperatures and more shock resistance. Because batteries are able to be changed through nanotechnology, other devices such as your cell phones, cars, and computers are going to be impacted. They will no longer be limited to battery life, and people won't have to be so concerned about recharging all their devices constantly. The military is also looking into nanotechnology. There has been nanomaterial that's proven to have successfully been able to detect explosives. The nanomaterial is in a liquid form that originally is blue. Once it's sprayed onto these devices or explosives, if it detects it to be harmful, it'll turn into a yellow color. Once it does this, it starts neutralizing the explosive, so it actually won't be a danger anymore. Once it does this and has completed the task successfully, it'll turn back to a blue color. This nanomaterial can be helpful in the airports where terrorists are using these kinds of explosives. It will also be helpful for policemen and firefighters that face danger in a constant daily basis. It'll be helpful in labs in laboratories in which the chemicals are dangerous for the chemists. And soldiers, lastly, can use this as well when dealing with weapons. Overall, the nanotechnology will reduce all the dangers that all these people see in their constant daily lives. Nanotechnology is also increasing the environmental friendliness in our society. New methods to purify water are being found through nanotechnology. Solar power will also become cheaper through the use of nanotechnology. This means that countries that usually didn't have the monetary means to have all these technologies will have it in the near future. Nanotechnology is creating new fields. It encourages engineers, medical researchers, and scientists to look into new methods of conquering problems they've recently seen. There are growing departments in universities, and nanotechnology is constantly being improved and sought out as a new way of life. Nanotechnology will have a great impact in our future. It'll have the answers to many of the questions, and it'll have a positive impact in our world as research develops. More powerful machines will exponentially be growing, and I look forward to it as an electrical engineer to see how it affects our way of saving energy in our world. I encourage you to keep up with this research because it will affect your daily lives pretty soon. Thank you for listening to my speech, and I hope that you have taken something away from it. Now we'll go to a question-answer session. So it's open for...
You talked about the advantages of nanotechnology. What are the disadvantages or drawbacks?
Well, currently the government has been concerned with the fact that nanotechnology, because it's so small, once again it's atomic size, that means you can't see it, they're scared that other countries will be able to develop nanotechnology that will actually be so small it won't be detected, and this will mean terrorist groups will be able to have easier access to hurting other our public safety. But although this is a concern, it's actually something that hasn't been developed yet. Nanotechnology still has some basic development stages, so it's a risk factor, but then at the same time there's many other benefits that can come through the research.
Which is the leading company on the nanotechnology these days?
IBM is one of the leading ones with the technology field of it, but actually nanotechnology is really big in universities, as I mentioned before. It's still in its research stages, so a lot of students and professors are putting their time and effort into making new innovations with it. So companies aren't really, although there are companies that look into it, it's more university-based at the moment.
Is the research just in the USA or is it worldwide?
No, it's a worldwide research. There's one of the leading ones is Georgia Tech here, but a lot of other companies and countries are looking into nanotech. Okay. And it's something that we've seen grow in the past few years, but in the next 10 years it actually will be expanding more. We'll actually see it out in the world and in actual environments other than just research stages or planning on evolving.